sharing, and then Tiffany is going to explain to us more about Zoom and the breakout rooms.
Yeah, so breakout rooms might be a little advanced for TKK only because you want to make sure that you have very strong, established online community norms before you use breakout rooms. One workaround to this is if you had multiple teachers in the Zoom at one time, you could have one teacher per breakout room, and then that would be easy to do with any age level. But I'm going to show you settings first because there are two places to change your settings in Zoom, and the web-based version of settings is where you're going to find the one for this. And if it's off, you will not see breakout rooms at the bottom of your screen, which is funny because, oh, Misty's the host again. That's why. Okay, because I will need to be host. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and show you where to find those. Yay, okay. So when you're on this one, whoops, there we go. When you are on the My Settings, when you go to zoom.us on your web browser and you get to this first screen, it might show up on your profile, but you can click Settings on the left. And if you want to skip through, you can scroll through all the settings, or you can just go through In Meeting Advanced. And the first one that you're going to see is Breakout Room. You want to make sure that this is on, because if it's not, you won't see, and I'm hoping you can see my Zoom window. Down here at the bottom, I have Breakout Rooms. If you do not see that, it's because that setting is turned off. And there were some people that were thinking they didn't have that option. It was just because that one little setting in their web browser was turned off. I don't think that setting, just so you know, there are additional settings in the app. So if you're in the app that's the little blue square with the white video camera, and then you click on the gear, it brings you to additional settings. I couldn't find it there. Usually it's doubled up. For some reason, it was just on the web browser settings that I could find. Okay, so now you're in your meeting. There are a couple ways to assign breakout rooms. One is to pre-assign in advance. Don't recommend that. First of all, your students aren't logging in. As far as I know, they're still not logging in with their own accounts or anything. So you'll want to do it once everybody's in the room. So what happens when you get everyone in the room is you would click on Breakout Rooms down at the bottom. And I'm hoping you can see this little pop-up window that says Assign Participants Into. Okay, so you have a choice of doing it automatically, and that would just kind of randomly assign everybody that's in your Zoom room into however many rooms you want. So 3 rooms, 2 rooms, I think 2 rooms is great. You can also do it manually, your choice. Manually might be if, like Julie was saying, if you've set up topics that they've started exploring in Flipgrid, say, or you've posted on Seesaw, hey, do you want to explore whales or aardvarks or something? And they come kind of ready to go to talk about whatever topic they're interested in. You may have rooms manually set up. So you choose one of those. When you do Create Breakout Rooms, it shows you a new list. You can rename these. So maybe of course I had to do aardvarks. Let's make sure I know how to spell aardvarks. All right. Aardvarks. I don't know. If I'm wrong, some of you better unmute and tell me, because I don't want to have a misspelling. That'd be terrible. And I can assign people. So you see when I click assign, I get all of these check boxes, and I can assign people to a particular room. I also have options down at the bottom. These are important to know about. One, I've chosen to not do it automatically, so I want that unchecked. You do want to make sure people can return to the main session. So what's going to happen, and I'll have you guys kind of try this out. You're going to go off to a room, and it looks like your Zoom window is closing, and actually go to a new Zoom window. So it's a little odd, but it is nice to have the option to return to the main session. If you want students to talk for say 5 minutes and then come right back without worrying about them lingering, you might want to say, we're closing the room after 5 minutes. You'll have no choice to go back. You can set a countdown for that if you want. If you make a mistake with your rooms and you say, oh, no, I want 3 rooms, you can recreate them and it will replace them all. You can add a room, but I'm going to assign us. I will randomly just do every other one here. You guys get to go to Wales. Sorry, you have no choice. I'm that kind of teacher. Just, you're going to do what I say you're going to do. And when I click open all rooms, it's going to give you a choice. You can click join room, or you can click later. If you wanted to do something whole group with the students first, you might have the students just know, hey, I'm going to start these rooms, but I want you to click later. We're not going to go to them yet. And they have an option to go to them later. For right now, when I open all the rooms, feel free to go and kind of explore. One thing I want you to watch when you go there. Oh, sorry, I got distracted by the chat window. When you go there, the host can broadcast a message. I will broadcast a message once you are in the room. So watch for that. It comes up at the top. You're also going to notice in the breakout room, there's a way to request help. So if you're in the room and you need help with anything, maybe your group is fighting and you need the teacher to come in and help mediate a little bit, you can request help and the teacher knows to hop over there. The other thing, once you're in there, I'm trying to remember, there was one other thing I was going to say. Students can share their screens if you've set that up, so they can work on a whiteboard while they're in that room. And the teacher can float back and forth between rooms. So, all right, I'm opening the rooms. Feel free to go in.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So I don't know if you noticed when that pop-up came up, how it said join breakout room or a later option. So like say you want to push those breakout rooms out at the beginning. So you can see there's a broadcast message now. So this is nice. You could, if you have a link you want to send out or a reminder to kids or like the question they're going to discuss, that's a way you can push it out to everyone. But what's nice is if you do the later, you'll notice, you notice now at the bottom, well, when you go back to the main room now, at the bottom you will have a breakout room option in that bottom, in your bottom control bar now, where it wasn't there before. Only the host has that. And so what's nice is, so say you have your kids do later, or if you're in a meeting and you want to go to the breakout room later, you can access it from that breakout room icon in your bottom toolbar. So that'll show up when you're not the host, only after breakout rooms have been created. When you are host, you always have that option once you turn it on. So hi, we're talking about how you can do later or now.
Oh yeah.
And then if you look down at the bottom, do you guys see where it says ask for help?
Yeah.
At the bottom of your toolbar, there should be like, so you should see a share screen and then an ask for help. So that's how you, if you were to push that out, you can click that and then it'll double check again that you want to bug the teacher. But then that'll let the teacher know, hey, this group needs you to pop in. So that's
How does the teacher pop into all the rooms? Is it
so
like
yeah, so you just get an option of your rooms and you can just choose which one you want to visit.
Oh.
And we can have Tiffany show that when we go back. But yeah, so what's nice, what we recommend is that you, hi Tiffany. So
Hi.
they were actually asking how you know, how you were able to pop into different rooms. So can we show that when we go back?
Yes.
Awesome. But what we recommend is that you make sure you're popping into groups regularly, just like you would in the classroom, right? Like you don't send them off to breakout rooms and then ignore them for 5-10 minutes and then bring them all back. So just kind of being that annoying person that pops into all the things. And then anytime you want to go back to the main room, you'll see that where it says leave breakout room in the bottom, you click that and then that'll send you back to the main room.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, while you're here, you guys see you have like the share screen options.
So you weren't seeing my Zoom window then, where I was showing you how to move everybody?
I wasn't. I don't know if other people were. But now I can see it.
So,
Yeah, now we can see it.
okay, you guys didn't see that before? Okay, sorry. So this window, can you see this one now? Okay, good. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. So that's how I moved, say I move Donna, now she's going to be part of the aardvarks. She's more interested in aardvarks than whales. This is how I joined the groups to pop in and out. And then down at the bottom is where you can broadcast the message that will go out to everybody. And then you can leave the rooms open, or you can ensure that nobody disappears on you and just close all the rooms and say, okay, we're done with that now. And then you can open them up later again if you needed to. I think the only other thing I wanted to share was just some ideas of how you might use them. So if you're doing, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and close this. Okay. Like if you're doing a morning meeting and you're playing a game, you might want smaller groups to play that game. So you could do that in breakout rooms. Maybe like they're creating a little song or jingle that kind of summarizes how they're feeling that day or something. You could do math. It could be the problem of the day like Julie was doing on Flipgrid. You could do that in Zoom. You could also do which one doesn't belong. The thing with which one doesn't belong is it requires them to have an image, and you would have to figure out the best way for them to be using that image. I mean, you can share your screen and show it to them before they just disappear to their breakout rooms, but if you wanted them to be talking about it when they're in their breakout room, they would need to have that. So either they're flipping between two screens like on Seesaw and Zoom, or you can post a link and they've got two browser windows open, whichever one you think your students would do better with. Another idea is to host group collaboration time, so kind of like office hours, but if you're working on group projects, you could say, hey, we're going to do a class Zoom meeting. This is just for people who want to work with their groups, and you could host breakout groups with those teams, and then they could just go and have some group work time. So it's not you teaching necessarily, it's just offering them a platform for working with others in discussion form. It could be used with direct instruction as well. So if you're teaching something and you want them to practice a skill or come up with an example of it, you would do your little mini lesson. They go off into the group, say it's, I don't know, prepositional phrases. And then they go into their groups and they come up with a sentence that exemplifies prepositional phrases or that includes one. And then they come back and they can share